"Good night, Javier," Amelia whispered as she stood by the window watching his car drive away. The red lights glowed faintly before disappearing into the night. The small apartment was quiet, a heavy silence enveloping her. She turned on the light, illuminating the basic furniture: a couch, a coffee table, and a lamp. The walls were mostly bare, except for a single painting of bright sunflowers. A few unpacked boxes lingered in the corners, remnants of her swift move from the villa. Only then did she turn on the lights. Amelia picked up a folded stack of clothes from the couch's armrest and carried them into the bathroom. The apartment still felt foreign, more like a temporary stop rather than a home. Under the steam of hot water, Amelia replayed the bus events in her head. She was glad they'd cleared up their misunderstandings, but she was still unsure of Javier's role in her life. Amelia lay in bed under a thin blanket, staring at the dark ceiling. The apartment was silent, a stark contrast to the big villa she was used to. The creaks, distant staff murmurs, and Max's laughter. A tightness formed in her chest as she thought of her son, his sweet smile and endless questions. Although the villa would never be her home, Max was always just a few steps away. She sighed, worried about talking to Javier about how to split Max's time between their homes. She imagined his domineering tendencies and defensive attitude, knowing that any change would probably cause a fight. The loneliness felt heavy, and she needed her son, even if just half the nights a week. She thought back to her and Javier's moment of passion on the bus, the brief rapture and temptation to lose herself completely with him. The memory created a searing heat in her cheeks and belly. Despite everything, he stayed on her mind, filling the emptiness she couldn't shake. Amelia took a deep breath to calm her busy brain. The steady sound of rain against the window was her only comfort as she fell into a restless sleep. The door creaked as it opened, catching Max's attention. A little round head peeked out from a pile of blankets, his messy curly hair glowing softly in the hallway light. When his big eyes saw Javier, they brightened and curved into happy smiles. "Dad, you're back!" Max scrambled upright, the blankets falling away. Javier scooped the boy into a bear hug. "Hey, buddy. Tell me everything about your day," Javier said, his tone lighter now. Max craned his neck, peering expectantly behind Javier. Anticipating his son's question, he spoke tenderly. "It's just me. If you miss her, you can call her at her new apartment." Max's hopeful expression faded, and his small shoulders slumped as he sank back into the bed, his lips jutting out in a dramatic pout. "Oh, are you gonna forgive Mom for missing your birthday? If you stay mad at her forever, she's never gonna come back." His son's words clenched his heart. He wanted Amelia to come back just as much as he did. Javier caressed Max's little cheek and spoke gently. "Hey, I'm not mad about that, okay? Sometimes grown-ups just need their own space. But I saw her today, and she told me she can't wait to see you." The little boy folded his arms and sat up, as if preparing to impart the wisdom of a sage. "A lot of girls at school like me because I'm nice. The other boys make fun of them, but I do funny dances to make them laugh and tell them when their drawings are pretty. Girls like it when you're sweet, Dad." Was this little rascal trying to wingman him on how to win over his mom? It was probably going to take more than a funny dance. Javier smiled at his meddling son. "That is very wise advice. Those girls are lucky to have a kind classmate like you." Finally, he stood and tucked Max back under the covers. "I think it's time for bed." Shaking his head, he switched off the lights and headed for the door. Maybe I should take relationship advice from a 5-year-old. I'm doing a pretty pitiful job on my own. After work, Amelia lounged on her couch, flipping through a book she had bought that day. The quiet hum of the city outside was her only company, besides the soft blanket draped over her legs. Living alone left her with plenty of time, but the silence echoed the void inside her. She sighed and tried to focus on the story, until her phone rang. Seeing Charles's name, she hesitated, still feeling awkward about last night's events. After some deliberation, she answered the call. But it wasn't Charles, it was his mother. Amelia breathed a sigh of relief.
Amelia, I made plenty of food tonight. Since you're all alone, why don't you come over for dinner?
I can't tonight, Aunt. I've already started cooking, Amelia fibbed. Mrs. Dawson, I'll be quite busy these days, so I might not be able to visit as often. I'm sorry. Please ask Charles to take care of himself. There was a pause on the line. Amelia could imagine Mrs. Dawson glancing at Charles, his somber face reflecting the weight of her words.
I see. That's all right, dear. Just remember, you're always welcome here.
After the call, Amelia set the phone down with a heavy sigh. Rejecting their warmth hurt more than she expected, but she couldn't let things linger. Charles needed to understand where they stood. She picked up her phone again and dialed a number that brought a smile to her face. Mr. Grant answered the house phone and passed it along to Max. A cheerful voice answered.
Big Star.
Amelia's lips curled into a soft smile. Hearing Max's excited voice made the emptiness in her chest feel a little lighter. Hey, little moon. Want to come over tonight? I'm making your favorite chicken, adobo, and sweet plantains.
Yes, I'll come right now.
Max exclaimed eagerly. Amelia's laugh was light and warm. Yay! I'll see you soon then. As the call ended, she still smiled, but the ache in her heart remained. She thought about Max and then worried about their future living arrangements. Would Max come to prefer the villa and never want to visit her tiny apartment? Did she make a mistake in getting her own place? Was she too hasty? Or perhaps moving into Javier's in the first place was the mistake. Amelia tried to remind herself that no matter what, the important thing was that she make sure Max always had a place where he felt safe and loved. Amelia stirred the pot in the small, cozy kitchen, the smell of spices filling the air. As she moved to check on the rice, the doorbell rang.
Mom, I miss you so much.
Max's excited voice echoed before she could even open the door. To find out what happens next, download the Pocket FM app in the next minute to get free access to all episodes of The Royal Accident for free.